Hi, and welcome to How to Make 2025 the best year of your life yet. My name is Genevieve, and welcome to my channel. I'm not going to blab, I'm going to go straight into it. This is going to be a very short video. The first tip is to reflect on this year. What goals did you set for this year? Were you able to achieve them? The ones you couldn't achieve, what were the obstacles that stopped you from actually achieving these goals? Were they within your control? Did life just happen? Give yourself a pat on the back for the ones you were able to achieve and even the ones you couldn't. The purpose of reflecting on this year is so that you can actually take in how beautiful the year has been, no matter what or how hard, every single thing. Reflecting on the year gives you clarity. You cannot skip to a new year without actually reflecting on the year you've had. What were the obstacles you had? What stopped you from actually achieving the goals you set for yourself? What were you able to achieve? Like, congratulate yourself for how far you've come, because it's actually not easy. Genuinely not easy to find yourself wanting to keep living every single day, because the world is a shitty place, but at the same time the world is also a beautiful place. Give yourself a pat on the back. Obviously you might not have achieved all your goals. If you achieved all your goals, then kudos, that I'm actually really proud of you. But it's most times difficult for people to achieve every single goal they set for themselves. My next tip is, what happened this year that stood out to you? Positives and negatives. What mistakes did you make this year that you should learn lessons from? And what is something that could have been avoided if you had done it in a different way? The purpose of this particular one is so you can pinpoint areas in your life where you were like, oh, this is something very, very positive that made me feel so good, and then this is something really negative that made me feel not so good. The mistakes part is so you would not repeat the same mistakes in the new year. You have to identify where you made mistakes, where you went wrong, or what you did, and what you feel like you could have done to have avoided those things. Think about it. You can choose to write these things down, or you can choose to just reflect and meditate on them. Then my next tip is to take a moment to be filled with gratitude and appreciate where you are at the moment. Thank God, thank your body, mind and spirit for how far you've come. Thank your family, be appreciative of them and your siblings too, and every single person in your life. When you're grateful, more blessings are able to come your way. Be grateful for every single thing. Be grateful for those in your life. Grateful for your body, your mind, your spirit. Like, literally, you carried yourself to this place. Like, you might have been on autopilot, but it doesn't really matter. You're here, and that's what matters. As long as you're watching this video, you've come a long way, and I'm so proud of you. Like, thank yourself, thank those around you. You can even write a cute little note and just few notes to those that actually matter to you this year. You don't even have to write to anybody. You can just be thankful. You can say it to them. Most times these things go a long way. Like, oh, thank you for being in my life. Thank you for this and that. And enter secondary school without doing primary school. That's not how it's done. You're presently in a year. You're not in a limbo stage. You have to appreciate the year you're in, taking the year you're in, do an assessment on the year you're currently in. Do every single thing before you can start thinking of the new year. Use the year you've had to better more articulate your new year. You can use the year you've had to know how to actually plan for the new year. Think of what you wanted to do beginning of this year, and think of where you are right now. Definitely something has changed in your life for the better. Something definitely has changed, so you have to be grateful for that, and you have to embrace it all. The next tip is to manifest your 2025. I am big on manifestation. Not the whole chakra and the whole I don't know anything about that. When I say manifestation, I mean envision how you want your 2025 to be. See yourself in the spaces you want to be in. Let the feeling flow through you as though you're already in that time, moment and space, when you have accomplished all you set out to do. Think of all you want to do and who you want to be in 2025 and the milestones you want to cross. Now, that's what I mean when I say manifestation. Manifestation is basically, for me, how I see it is seeing yourself getting the things you want and being in the space you want, like meeting that yourself that you already know you can be and you already know you are. You're basically just catching up with that person. You're already meeting the person in your head. What remains for you is to catch up with the person in the physical life. Do you get it? I don't know if it makes sense. So before you start writing and everything, envision it. Envision how you want it to go. Envision how you want it to play out. Envision these things and see it for yourself and be like, oh, okay. But you have to also put in the work when it comes to manifestation. You don't just manifest and then you're like, oh, you put in the work too. So my next tip is to make a 2025 vision board. Write down your goals, the big ones, everything, small ones, values you want to emulate, the person waiting for you in 2025 to catch up with them, the right ways you can achieve this task, the atomic habits that make up the powerful goal. Section them. Now that you really envision who you want to be, you can start to write down, because when you've envisioned it, it becomes easier for you to be like, oh, this is the person I'm going to be. This person is already me. So how do I get to that person? How do I become that person? So you start writing it down, the big goals, the mighty goals, every single thing. Just write every single thing down. Everything you can think of, everything you want to be, even if it sounds silly, it's for you. Nobody has to read these things. Nobody's querying you. It's your life, it's your choice. It's literally your life. It's not C's life, it's not A's life, it's not Z's life. It is your life. So take control of your life and choose to write down what you want to write down, who you want to become. You can print out the pictures, and then when you achieve the goal, you replace it with a picture of yourself already achieving the goal. If that is too much, you can just choose to write it down. Like, write it down. Your next step is to make a to-do list for January. Start small. Make a list of things you want to do and achieve this January. In all you do, make sure it is realistic and that what you really want isn't dependent on others. Maybe a few can be, but not all. Now, you've written all your big goals down. Start sectioning them to small sections, making them achievable. And your to-do list for January is the ones you know you can actually do in January. Say you want to get a Lamborghini, that means you have to start working times 10 or times 2 or times 3. You multiply your efforts to actually get it. Nobody's saying it's not possible. It is very possible. But you know you have to put in the work. You know your capabilities, your goals, and that your goals are not dependent on somebody else. Don't make goals that's like, oh, this person will do this for me. You're not the person. You cannot hold someone else accountable for your life. It is your life. So like, hold yourself accountable. Then do this for every month. That's my next step. Towards the end of January, start making your to-do list for February, and like that for each month. When you're almost done with January, you start making for February. When you're almost done with February, you start making for March. Like that. So before you know it, by December, you've accomplished so much, and like you can actually visibly see your results, and it makes it so much easier. And just make like an everyday to-do list, things that you don't play with. If you say you want to make journaling a habit next year, your to-do list for January would be to journal every single day. Your to-do list for Monday now would be, say 5 things I liked about today. That's what you want to write about. Just make sure you're journaling. It doesn't have to be lengthy, it doesn't have to be bulky, like it doesn't have to be too serious. As long as you're journaling and you feel this sense of accomplishment. Life in a way that you have space to do every other thing you want to do, but then there are some things you cannot negotiate. For example, you're like, oh, today, read 4 pages of a book. It doesn't matter when you do it. It doesn't matter if it's in the morning, afternoon, or in the night. As long as you know that you've read that 4 pages, you've accomplished your goal for the day. The person you know you want to become, would she negotiate these healthy habits that you want to start picking up? No. Even if she doesn't feel like doing it today, she will still definitely do it. Morning, afternoon, evening, she will always make out time to do it because she is that girl. Then my last tip is, do not put so much pressure on yourself. Remember to put spaces to relax and enjoy. You live only once, but make sure you're truly living and not just existing or checking things off a box. Whether you are genuinely doing these things you want to do. Whatever will be. If you live with that mindset, also have a mindset of a carpe diem. They balance each other out, because whatever will be true, but at the same time, you're still in control of your life. All you can do is live in the moment. These are all the tips I have for how to make 2025 your best year yet. So if you have any other tip you feel like would help anybody, you can put it down in the comment section below, and comment 2025 if you've reached this point of the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope your 2025 is a beautiful and blessed year. I'll see you when I see you. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.